Celebrity dads, often known for some of the most extreme and outrageous morning routines. Anywhere from a 2 a.m. wake up to a diet that doesn't even actually contain food. Just liquid. But anyways, here's the problem. I don't know if they're actually doing these things because it helps them be a better and more present father, or if it's just a gimmick and all to uphold their image for the media. So over the next 7 days, I'll be testing 5 celebrity dad routines to see if I genuinely think they'll help me become a better father, or if they're all just a gimmick.
Why anyone would get up willingly at this time is beyond me. So to start, it specifically says that he wakes up and drinks a bunch of water. He does intermittent fasting just with water, and then he starts by running.
By the way, I wanted to mention that the way I'm going to be grading this is using 2 different scales. One being the present father ranking. Out of 5, we're going to determine how much I believe that this morning routine, if I did consistently, would make me a better father, and when using it that day, if I felt more present and in the moment. And a dad in pain scale rating. Think of a middle school nursing chart that had the 1 through 10. Actually, it's like that's literally exactly what we're using, 1 through 10 pain, and we'll rank the celebrity dad routines based on how much pain I'm in at the end of the day. Okay, let's get back to it.
He stated specifically that he drinks a bunch on an interview. I don't know how much that means, but it's probably more than 1 glass. I believe that was enough water. I could be wrong, but we're going off of that because my stomach feels like it's about to explode already. Now, it specifically states that he starts off his morning by going into his private gym, hitting the treadmill or an incline elliptical for about 30 to 50 minutes. Now, I don't have that. Where I am, it's pitch dark as well. I've never ran in the dark on my ranch, but it looks like that's what we're gonna do. 30 minutes with no food in my belly, just water, and you're running. I gotta find out if this is a gimmick or not. Hey, you see that little white ball of light? That's me running in the pitch dark. I won't lie to you. I've done runs at sunrises. Don't get me wrong, that's amazing. When you can't see a single thing, a little sketchy. Yeah, private gym would have been a lot less scary and probably a little more fun. But that's 35 minutes of running. Gotta finally move on to my first meal. But there's one slight problem. We don't have what he eats. It is stated that he always starts off with 10 egg whites and some sort of protein source. And our local Walmart doesn't open until 6, so it looks like we're driving 32 minutes away to get some egg whites. I'm currently standing outside at Crest, and I am not gonna lie, during that whole drive, I ended up getting pretty tired. For the first part of this, I was like, okay, the rock's got it going good. This is right. I got energy. I feel good. But I think it was the moment once I sat down in the car and allowed my body to relax, I finally realized that waking up at 3:30 is not ideal for most people. Mind you, this was the only grocery store that was open at this early. I have never been somewhere where so few cars, and I guarantee you, I am going to be the only one in this grocery store actually shopping. I think the rest of these people are employees. I stand corrected, there are other people shopping. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, The Rock has his own energy drink. It's like Zoa or something like that. I feel like it only makes sense to drink one of those while doing this challenge. Bloom, Alani, Celsius, Bucked Up, C4, everything else but that little bald-headed guy's energy drink. Which is really weird because I feel like I see him in everywhere I go. But I guess not this grocery store. Well, God bless, you have a good one. All right, well, there you go, a 32-minute drive just to get ground turkey and some eggs. It is 6:47 a.m. and I have just now seen the first glimpse of sunlight where I can actually see what is in front of me. Now, I will say this is usually when I'd be waking up to be able to start my morning. So what I have noticed that is nice so far is that when I wake up at the rock time, which is 3:30 to 4 a.m., it does give me a lot of hours to get things complete. Granted, I did have to go to the store to get the things I need, whereas he always probably has the groceries that he needs, so that would cut down a bunch of time. But let's get into the meal. Now, while there are memes of him eating cod at like 5 a.m. or any other white fish, he did state in a Men's Health interview that his go-to breakfast as of recently has been a 10-ounce sirloin steak with egg whites, fruit, and oatmeal. I didn't have time to thaw out one of my New York strips because my stomach is grumbling. I'm very hungry, so I opted for 10 ounces of ground turkey, about 4 egg whites, banana, a fruit of choice, and I don't have any oatmeal. So for carb of choice, I'm going white rice. Ow, that is so hot. I'll tell you one thing, my breakfast never looks like this, but he's doing something right because his calves are the size of the width of my chest. So maybe I should start doing this. If I ate exactly what he ate, this is exactly what my macros would be and how much protein and how much calories I would have had to consume for this breakfast. I was still able to do about a third, but with just how much bland food this is, it is hard to get it all down tastefully. And there's nothing more in the world than I want to do right now than wrap up in a blanket and sit down on the couch and doom scroll for a little bit. But unfortunately, that's not what this big man does. He gets a second workout in. He goes into his private gym, Iron Paradise, and gets lifting some heavy weights. I don't have a private gym, nor do I have a gym membership. 22 bucks at a day rate of a gym, that's not bad at all. I'm grabbing my shorts, I'm getting in there and hitting the Dwayne Rock Johnson workout, which, mind you, looks absolutely brutal. Well, that workout hit harder than when my son decides to treat me like a bouncy house castle when I'm just laying on the couch. And once again, I did notice the minute I got into the car, I was tired. There's no way he doesn't do this without going to bed at like 8 p.m. I ended up in bed at midnight last night. But it is 8:30 and it's time for my son to go to daycare. But unlike usual, I have everything I need done that allows me to feel good for the day, food, workout, and a little bit of work done. Well, change of plans. My little man is not feeling too good, are you, Hardy? Huh? You're not feeling too good? So I'm going to be present, stay home with him, but I have all my stuff done besides a little bit of work I have to do later. So in hindsight, I'm actually very happy that I woke up at 3:30 today because it worked out. I get to care for my son. I put my son back down in bed because he wasn't feeling the best, and I also forgot one of the most important parts. The Rock is kind of a jack of all trades guy when it comes to entertainment. You guys know him as an actor. He does social media. He also has a shampoo brand without any hair. Still don't understand how that's possible, but good for him. Anyways, I remember that I have some orders that I have to get out from last night, so I'm also running this multi-million-dollar business thing we got going here, so him and me relate to that on a high level. I may not have a lot in common with The Rock, but what we do have in common is that we're both dads, and that's exactly what these hats are made for. You see, I designed these hats to give us a title as dads. Our kids give us that title once they're able to speak and call us something. For example, I'm dad named Dad or Daddy to my son. No matter what your kids call you, you deserve to wear that title proud. That's why I made these hats. They're all custom stitched, custom manufactured, really strong structure on the 5-point paneling, good hats that are going to last you a long time. So if you're interested in them, check out the link down below and join the Dad Name Club. Welcome to my middle school nightmare, the nurse's pain scale. We're gonna use this to rate each celebrity dad's routine based on how I'm feeling after the day. And when I think of The Rock, at first it was right about a 2. Throughout the day, it started getting to a 4, but I think we ended up landing around a 3. But I'm surprisingly feeling a lot better for only having 3.5 hours of sleep, and I think it's because the amount of food and the healthiness of the food that he eats. So The Rock's morning routine, I feel pretty good. Now, in terms of the better dad scale, I definitely think over time, doing this morning routine would definitely allow me to be a lot more present with my son. So for the better dad scale, we're gonna go ahead and give it 1, 2, 3, 3.5. Because I do think it'd be hard to maintain consistently without getting burnt out. Oh, come on. I mean, at this point, does any of these celebrity dads not wake up at the crack of dawn? Good morning. I hope you guys are up much more than I am right now, but Hugh Jackman does things completely different than The Rock. Hugh Jackman wakes up and immediately does something where he calls it a shower for your brain. I genuinely have no clue how to do it, so we're gonna have to figure that out together, but it is called transcendental meditation. He does it for 20 minutes. Like I said, I have no clue what transcendental meditation is, but he usually grabs a chair or sits up in bed. If I sat up in bed right now, meditation would put me back to sleep 100%. So apparently transcendental meditation is a form of silent mantra-based meditation, introduced in the 1950s by Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, and has become one of the most widely practiced and researched meditation. That was genuinely wild. Kind of felt like I was floating at one point. You follow the sound and thoughts come to you. Whoa. If you haven't done that, try it. All right, next up is espresso and a cold shower. I don't drink coffee at all. It gets me way too overstimulated and I start shaking. But Hugh Jackman does, and he's the greatest showman, so he's got to be doing something right. Morning, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. Hey, I've never had espresso.
Okay.
I woke up wanting to try it. What do you recommend?
I did salted caramel.
Salted caramel,
Alright.
sweet. Okay. No, all good.
Alright.
God bless
Have a
always.
blessed day.
Thank you.
Let me know what you think of that.
I will do. Appreciate it.
See you later.
See ya. Kind of lied to her. I feel pretty bad. Said I woke up wanting to try that. Absolutely no way would I ever want to wake up trying espresso. Hugh Jackman made me do it. Let's go to a park and drink this espresso for the first time. I'm gonna go back to listening to The Greatest Showman. It's really put me in the mood, you know? Booster Jackster. What a guy. Never really had an espresso, so not gonna lie, a little nervous. I could really get used to this view though. At the park, drinking an espresso, this is something special. Just as I was leaving, I saw the coolest ducks. I have to say hi. Hello, guys. You know, I had some that looked just like you guys, and they got eaten by a raccoon. How sad is that? Oh, you guys stopped quacking. I'm sorry. Was that scary? I think I scared the ducks by saying that raccoon comment. Can't make friends with the duck. That's kind of a bummer. All right, cold shower. Ooh, baby, that is cold. Now, I don't know who in their right mind would want to work out after taking a shower. I'm pretty sure it's the opposite route is how you're supposed to go, but it kind of makes sense. He did play Wolverine. Well, speed demon working out. Look at me. Must be that frickin' espresso shot I had earlier. I don't know what it is, but I am feeling transcendent. No, seriously, I feel the way I do when I drop off my son at daycare and he doesn't cry letting go of my hand. Man, I'm starting to get pretty hungry, but he still doesn't eat yet. After all that stuff is done, he's still in the intermittent fasting phase. And then he goes on to do some work, auditions, all that type of stuff, talk to managers and all that. I don't have any of that because I'm, well, not an actor, but I do have my favorite time of the day. The fact that I'm even getting just one order a day is making me so happy to realize that you guys are enjoying the product just as much as I am. There's a difference between bad stress and good stress, and these hats have brought on so much good stress. I'm so happy about taking my time throughout the day to go on live and sell them and then get them sent out to you guys. And even though I'm happy, I'm freaking hungry, and it's finally time for Hugh Jackman's breakfast. He keeps it really light and simple compared to The Rock. He just does some nice oats with some berries and seeds. To be completely honest with you, with all the freaking things going around, I am not a big fan of sitting on the toilet, and I have a major fear of puking, so we're gonna stay away from the berries. Yummy breakfast time. We got banana, we got oats and cinnamon, and a tub of creatine. There's no wonder why he looks the way he does. I'm kidding. It's just a scoop of creatine. Now let's compare this to good old Dwayne's breakfast yesterday. Dwayne had so much more on his plate that was so much more filling, but there's a commonality between both. Both of them are eating good, healthy foods with high protein as their first meal to make sure they are in tune with their family once they wake up. This is a breakfast I can get behind even with a little bit more. I usually do about 800 calories for breakfast. This is sitting right around 480. Oh, plain oats, that's for sure. Everybody likes plain in this diet. Fun fact about me, I cannot swallow pills. Like, no pills. I mean, sometimes I can get those little tiny Advil ones down my throat, but any other pill I'm not very used to. So I always have to crush them up into a powder. So I'm really used to just getting any sort of powder in my mouth and just taking it down. Now that I'm on to the second celebrity dad, I feel like I put The Rock way too high. I feel like The Rock should have been right around here, because with this one, now having a deeper understanding of the actual scale, that transcendent feeling made me feel so heavenly, it was insane. So I probably would have put Hugh Jackman right here on 3, but because Rock's there, I want to do 1, but I feel like there's going to be one more that is a little bit better. We are comfortably going to put Hugh Jackman at number 2. Now, in terms of being a better parent, I was very patient with Hudson today. I was very calm, and I don't know if it came from that meditation, but also I got so much stuff done that later on in the day I was able to do so many things with him. Swimming, hanging out with him, playing, and then we went to speech therapy, and then we went to an indoor playground after that. I was so present. Because it was so good, I'm gonna have to go 4.5. Hugh Jackman, you're onto something. I wish I could have ate a little bit more breakfast, but that's okay. I was still sustaining my energy throughout the entire day. By the way, I think it's smart to mention that at the end of this, I have to do my new morning routine, which has to contain one thing or activity or part of each celebrity dad's morning routine that I try. It could become my best morning routine I've ever had or one of the most chaotic ones. But that's in the end. Let's see what we got for now. Good morning. Bear Grylls, a dad that prioritizes grounding and prayer and a quick morning routine. That way he doesn't feel like he's overloaded with a bunch of stuff to do. He even stated in an interview that his morning routine hasn't changed in over decades, and especially it did not change once he had a kid. Bear Grylls was kind of an iconic for me growing up. I'd watch him all the time, his survival videos, as most people would my age. Come home from school, toss on some Bear Grylls and watch him survive the wilderness. Never really figured out if it was real or fake. That doesn't matter though, because his outdoor instinct is still in his morning routine today. With the 7 a.m. wake up, he stated in an interview that his immediate action is to go outside and just do a nice casual walk, completely barefoot. He starts off in the grass, gets grounded with his familiar ground, and then he goes on to whatever road or whatever type of hike walk he can do. Heavenly Father, thank you for my life, Jesus. I thank you for all that you do. But finally, the first celebrity dad who incorporates prayer. This is what I'm looking for. Although he does it in a very interesting way, focus on gratitude while putting himself in an uncomfortable position. Shifting my focus away from the rocks and mainly onto the Lord was actually really nice. I really appreciated this. This was a new way for me to pray. Kettlebell hit. Not actually fully sure what it is. Oh, I think it's high intensity interval. The point is, in that interview, he stated that all of his workouts has to be done with the shirt off and usually outside. I like the sound of kettlebell though, because I pretty much do that. I do AMRAPs, which is 20 minutes, as many reps as possible. It just fits for my routine as a dad. But he stated shirt off when possible. I can do my shirt off right now. I just gotta find out if I'm allowed to wear shoes or not. Alright, so indeed, most of his workout is done with a shirt off and no shoes. No shoes while working out seems absolutely psychotic, but we're gonna run with it. We're doing a workout from his own training program that he has. I really do think it's very similar to what I do. Now I say, Bear Grylls, good workout with no shoes on, pretty nice. Now in the same interview, he states that the most important part of his morning routine to really shock his body, wake him up, you guessed it, a cold plunge. Now he does 2 degrees Fahrenheit? Maybe it was Celsius. I feel like it's important that I get that right. That's okay, I don't have either of those, so we're just gonna make this as cold as humanly possible, hop in for a few minutes, hop out, and finally after that he eats breakfast. Right there should do. Would I really be a dad without all the bath toys? Oh, here we go. Ooh, water just dropped out of the faucet. Yeah. There's gotta be something about cold plunges. For every celebrity that does it, it just gets to a point where it becomes numb. And at that point, it's gotta feel good. I just know it. I know if you can get past that point. So if this was part of my daily normal routine, I bet it would be amazing. First time doing this in a very long time, definitely shell-shocking. Well, I was wrong. I thought he got into breakfast at this point, but he actually does a 14-hour fast in his day. But instead of food for himself, he gets food ready for his kids, which I did, and Hudson's just not feeling that great, so I went with a very simple breakfast, and then he gets him off to school. And that was my plan today as well, but Hudson's really not feeling good still, so I'm gonna keep him home. And I think for me, it's gonna be sitting right here on this couch, making sure my little boy is all right. Well, Bear Grylls, you ran my TV in middle school, and now you're about to run the leaderboard as well. Pain-wise, Bear, I had 0 pain with yours. Now let's talk about being a better father, Bear Grylls. Genuinely, the way that you used your morning routine really allowed me to be present throughout the day and felt like I was fully mentally there. I didn't have a bunch of distractions popping up into my head. It's almost like I felt more in touch with myself, which allowed me to be a better father throughout the day. So you, sir, are getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So far, you have the perfect score, but I don't know if I could do it long term. We'll see. Travis Barker, the drummer for Blink-182, married to Kourtney Kardashian and has a son, Landon Barker. Here's what's interesting about this one. He varies from 6 to 6:30 a.m. for wake up. I'm up at 6:45. I stumbled out of bed, not gonna lie. Tell me how the more sleep I'm getting, the worse I feel. I was up all night last night. We got a bunch of orders to ship, but that's not important right now. What is most important right now is getting onto Travis Barker's, where he always starts his morning with a matcha latte. So lucky my wife loves matcha, or else I would have no clue what I'm doing. We're gonna make a matcha latte, and then we have a 3-mile run to start. My wife always gets matcha, and every time I always try it, because I'm like, oh, I really wanted to like it so I could drink it with her, and it could be like a cute little thing for us to do together. Matcha is one of the worst things I have ever had in my entire life. If you've never had matcha, the best way I could describe it is like, you know what? Let me just show you. Gosh, that was so bad. I cannot tell you how much I hate matcha. I've tried to like it. I really have, but I just can't. Makes sense why he drinks it though. He is vegan, so that is going to be very interesting later on today. Can you even bulk when you're vegan? I have no clue. Anyways, outside, because we now have a 3 to 5 mile run. In honor of this man right here on the right, we are doing Blink-182 the whole time while running. What was your favorite Blink-182 song back in the day? Hey, at least I'm not running how I was a couple days ago with The Rock, where it was at 3:30 a.m. I could barely even see the steps in front of me. Usually I have worship music on whenever I'm running, and I'm running to be able to speak to the Lord. But today, every little snare hit, every little bass drum hit, I feel it while I'm taking each step, and gosh, does it feel glorious. I'm not gonna lie. Transformed back into my childhood. Passing my golf course, the only thing I could feel is the way I think I feel my son feels when he's listening to Danny go. Electric, adrenaline pumping like the day couldn't get any better. But then I remembered that I drank matcha before this. I drank literal hay before going on a 3-mile run. Cramps, leg fatigue, everything. I was feeling it all. But one thing I remembered is there is no way that Travis Barker does all this just to not show up for his kids. So I pushed through and we're back on and we're running. Hey Nathan, Nathan the deer, how are you? After that run, I can't tell you how much I was looking forward to a nice big old meal, like an omelet right now, or oh my gosh, some donuts. But that's not Travis Barker. This man's a vegan. So what does he do right after a nice 3 to 5 mile run every single morning? A vegan post-workout shake. I don't really live in the epicenter of LA, so nothing around here represents LA where it's, you know, bougie new lifestyles and $13 smoothies. So it's gonna be tough to find everything that he does for a shake, but I have one place in mind where I think might be an option. Well, Travis, I never thought I'd be locked in a closet with you, but here we are. Some choice words, sir. Love your drumming, don't love your morning routine. You're probably a great father, has nothing to do with that, but for me, can't do it. You actually brought me physical pain. And for that, you, sir, are getting stuck on 6. I don't know what it was, but running after that matcha genuinely made my legs feel more fatigued. I love running. I have no problem running. I love running long distance, but that was one of the worst runs of my life. I kept cramping every 5 minutes and nothing was going right. And I was extremely hungry after, and then I got sent for a vegan shake. Nothing wrong with it, just not for me. But we ran into a little problem. I don't know how to rank you on becoming a better father scale because my son woke up earlier than he usually does, so it gave me more time to hang out with him. But then again, that could have been because your morning routine ended earlier. We're gonna give you a solid 3.5. Tomorrow's probably gonna be the one that brings me the most pain I've ever been in my entire life. And that starts right now. Ashton Hall on his social media has infamously been known to start his night with the night tape and always be starting his morning in those videos that he does, taking off the mouth tape. So we're starting with mouth tape tonight. This is cute. This is cute to you, Hudson. Good night. Oh, Ashton Hall really just be doing the most. 3:56 a.m. every morning on the dot he wakes up. It's gotta just be for social media, I promise you. But there is one thing that I actually might think help start your day and wake your day up. Of course, he's gotta make it some sort of gimmick with only Saratoga water, but we're dunking our head in ice water for like a minute. That's great, I feel like. But before we jump into the citrus ice water face dunk, we have a couple other things to get to, starting with... Yep, it is dark just like you'd expect. Not as many stars as I thought there would be. Oh, I forgot one thing though. The blue bottle of Saratoga that he does in every single video. Crack this puppy open. Okay, hold up. I was expecting it to be a lot worse than that. I thought he was just doing it because it is sponsored. But that ain't half bad. You can't tell me that you can't taste the difference between waters. All right, yeah, it gets me in the mood for some push-ups. Let's go, baby. In Ashton Hall's videos on social media, he often shows himself after doing his grounding work outside, coming in and journaling. And I will tell you, if you have never journaled first thing in the morning and taken some time to pray, I did this for a year straight for a good hour of the first part of my morning, and it genuinely makes such a big difference. So I do not think this is a gimmick. I do believe this is part of his morning routine. As I sit here looking in front of me with a tower of boxes from all the orders that you guys have been doing over the last 6 days of launching, I have a lot to journal and be thankful to, so I'm bringing it to the Lord. Oh, and of course we had the Saratoga water, can't forget that. Holy, oh mama. I think it kind of feels like when my son enters the splash pad not knowing how cold it's actually going to be that day, and he's just wearing a swimsuit, and it kind of sends his body into overdrive, but he's so freaking excited. See, now it's numb. See, that's where it gets good. That's where it gets freaking good. The hardest part is breathing. It goes straight into my nose. Wow, that is something. If you're ever tired, oh, okay, let's go back in. After he shocks his mind into thinking he is awake from that nice cold face ice bath, he comes out and he decides to do some sprints. Now let me tell you, in high school I was chicken legs, but I don't care what they called me because these chicken legs can run, boy, let me tell you. Now there's two things I've noticed that changed the day you become a parent, and that is one, you can no longer do swings or roller coasters, you get dizzy so fast. And two, consistently sprinting hurts. But we ain't gonna stop. Ashton doesn't stop, we don't stop. Dude, tell me why nobody eats right when they wake up. All these celebrity dads, none of them are eating. They all go do their activities, do a crazy workout, do some sort of ritual that they have to do each day to be able to feel grounded and focused, which is fine, but nobody eats food, dog. I've been so hungry the past 5 mornings. Anyways, I'm not eating. After all that running and intense workout he does, it's always a sauna or a pool of some sort. I have neither, but I do have a very hot shower, which can be a sauna. Post steaming hot shower, I feel amazing, and after this he usually showcases himself, kind of putting himself together, shaving if he needs to a little bit, which is nice because it's getting to that point where I enjoy starting to twist it and play with it. And what's not fun about that is my son also loves to take it and go wah, then I get little patches around my face. So we're gonna get a little shave going, and then finally we get to eat breakfast. Wait, there's actually one more ridiculous thing he does, and then we eat breakfast. Ashton Hall, I'm not gonna lie, yours is weird, but somehow very productive. Something about banana peels on my face that I didn't totally hate. But in terms of pain, the sprints, I'm feeling at the end of the day. We're putting you up at a 7, Ashton. Feels weird to call someone by their first name when you don't really know them. Anyways, a score for being a present father, I'm gonna put you right at a 4 because I feel like I did take 2 naps today, so it kind of took me out of the moment. But at the same time, I was mentally and physically there. Good morning, friends. It is the morning where I now create the new morning routine where I have to include at least one thing from each celebrity dad's morning routine. And I will say this became a massive eye-opener for me. It made me realize that all of these celebrity dads have one thing in common. They mentally and physically prepare themselves so they can be fully 100% present with their kids once that time comes. You see, I used to scroll whenever I'd see these ridiculous morning routines or these ridiculous routines people would throw into their day because it claims them to be so much better. And I thought it was all for the camera. I thought it was all for the show. But one major takeaway from every single celebrity dad morning routine that I tried is that all these people are extremely successful, not only at the craft that they practice and are professional at, but also at being a father. All of these celebrity dads do this to make sure they are the best version they can be of themselves. So yeah, I was able to answer it. Are these morning routines that are absolutely ridiculous on camera a gimmick, or do they actually make them better parents? My answer is yes. They are better parents because of their morning routines.